everyone, and welcome back to another Unfiltered Gamer board game review. I'm Callie, and today we are taking a look at the latest in the Mint Universe games by 524 Labs from the creators of Mint Delivery, Mint Works, and Mint Cooperative. We have Mint Control by Justin Blaski. Mint Control is a light area control game for 1 to 4 players. Plays about 20 minutes for ages 13 and up. Let's take a look. So here we have the game Mint Control set up for a 3-player game. We have a bunch of action tiles up here that we're going to be using throughout the game. We've got some different locations that we're going to be trying to control, and the number of these will vary based on the number of players. There'll be at least 5 little location markers for each player. We have our starting player token, our candies. Each player will get 1 set of these to designate their area of control. And of course, we've got mints. Can't have a mint game without mints. Alright, so the starting player, whoever has the mintiest, freshest breath, of course, will go first and choose one of these 5 actions. So what's unique about the actions is it's a choose one, and everyone will gain the top effect, whatever that may be. This one earned says gain a mint. Everyone will gain a mint. But the person choosing the action will gain the perk as well and gain an additional mint. Once that action has been played, you'll turn it over so it can't be chosen again this round. And the next player, clockwise, will choose from the remaining actions. When there's no longer enough actions to complete a full round, you'll flip them all over. The starting player will shift to the next person, and you'll continue playing. So this is the first one earned, just about gaining mint. You need mints. They are your resources. The second one here, no effect for everyone, but the person doing it can gain or steal mints. This one's a key one here, influence. This is how you're going to be gaining control of the locations. So you'll have to pay to add your candy to one of the locations. How much you have to pay is right here in this little green bar. I'll show you 3 mints, 4, 1, 1, and so on. However, the perk for choosing this is you'll pay 1 mint less. Makes it very powerful. In addition, there's an action choice to oust someone. So let's say if the orange player is here and I want to oust them, first everyone will gain a mint, and then as the person who chose this action, I can pay 1 mint to oust them. This is the oust location. I will take their candy off of there, and they will gain the oust bonus for me kicking them off. And additionally, the player can oust again, this time for 3 mints. Very, very pricey, but very powerful. The last action you can choose is presence. So as you're gaining control of these areas, and to gain control, you need to have the most in that area. Or influence, you just need to have 1 and someone else can be there as well. You can use presence to gain bonuses. So here, everyone will gain the candy effect from locations you influence, so you just have to have a candy on there to gain that. Oh, that's not a good one here. Here to gain 1 mint. And then in addition, the person who chooses that effect will gain the oust effect as well. Can bonus some of these up and get different combinations as well. So the game will end when 1 player at the end of an action has 1 or more players has at least 5, has all 5 of their candies on the board somewhere. And then you'll calculate the points, what you're going for up here, these stars, and whoever has the most stars at the end of the game wins. No one will win on ties unless you have a specific, card out. There are some special abilities written on some of the locations that will kind of affect ties and affect different actions that you can take or benefits from actions throughout the game.
So, thank you so much for explaining the game Mind Control by 524 Labs. Now, we're both going to go ahead and discuss the game, our thoughts on the game, and a couple of caveats. The first one being, just forgot to mention that you actually will start with 2 mints when you begin the game. And that is pretty much, I think, all you didn't mention.
And the locations will change with each game.
Yes, there are additional locations in the game. I've got 6 here, and there's also the 5 out there. And you're only going to need spots times 5 for each player. So when you're playing a 3-player game, you only need 15. You get 15 slots, which may increase, but once you hit that number or higher, then that's it. You're going to stop. And each of those locations will have a certain number of the little candies. That is the extent of how many candies can go in that area. But otherwise, that's pretty much it. So what do we think about Mint Control? Well, this is the 4th game in the series for the Mint universe. We played Mint Works, we played Mint Delivery, and Mint Cooperative, and now this one here. This one is, in my opinion, yet another gateway game that fits inside of a Mint tin. You're basically going to be popping this out. It'll take less than 2 minutes to set up, less than 2 minutes to explain, and then you'll begin playing the game. After your first time playing through Mint Control, you'll get a pretty good grasp on it. It has a good amount of replayability because you have different locations, and based on the number of players, the game does feel different and change, and the rules are pretty sustainable along with the rest of the other 3 games. It's pretty simple as to how that goes.
It's a really great introduction to playing and learning how to play area control games because it has all of those base mechanics in a really easy to understand way. And everyone gets to interact on every turn.
If you play the other 3 Mint games, then this one here is not going to be any more challenging to understand, but will definitely feel different. This is going to feel like an area control game. You're trying to control certain spaces on certain cards, and you're trying to have the majority of tokens, unless a card says otherwise. And there are cards that do change that. There's certain cards like a lottery card that may cost a lot to place influence onto that card, but you can gain a lot when you use the presence effect on it. However, if somebody outs you on that card and there's no mints in the supply, you could get in trouble. And that's another thing to note too. When the mints are gone, that's all there is. You're done. So there's about 15 or 20 mints in the entire thing.
But you're going to be paying them back into the bank pretty quickly.
But when you place your mints and how you choose to pull out will make a difference, especially in a larger player game, because those mints will run out, and that lottery card is only going to be useful at certain periods in time. And other cards as well that give you those mints. Having the most mints does not guarantee you anything. You need to place all 5 of those tokens down onto the board and succeed by basically having the best area control you possibly can. And we suffered that the first time. I suffered that the first time by having a ton of mints, but because she had more of her candies in the right areas, she just simply won the game. And I've since learned from that mistake, and we've continued to play it that way.
I think this game is a little more cutthroat and strategic with the 2 players.
Yes, it's definitely a back and forth.
And then it's a little more social when you had 3 or 4 players.
There's always a best move, in my opinion, to make. So there might be different options, but usually there's a move that's going to substantially help you out more than anybody else. However, the social dynamic of the game can change how and where you want to place your candies down, and you're always trying to determine where other people are going to place. And, of course, what the turn order is too.
Yes.
If you're going next, you know what might be the best move based on what
left.
other actions people have chosen.
It's really great when you get that starting player token again because you have complete choice of all the actions, which feels really powerful. You want to be very, very careful of what action you choose on that turn, especially.
So my positives are it has all the same qualities and characteristics of a normal Mint game, with the added benefit of a new type of game, the control or area control. It's a gateway style game. It plays anywhere just like the other ones. It has a solo player mode, which is pretty cool as well. And if you like cutthroat games, you're going to enjoy it. Something I can say that might be on the negative are in a 2-player game, it's more of a back and forth. You're going to be going back and forth with each other, ousting and placing, and it might feel repetitive in a 2-player game, depending on what type of game you enjoy. Whereas when you're playing a 3 and 4-player game of this,
what
it's
type of
different.
players you are?
Definitely, yes.
Yeah.
And with some cutthroat players, it can get pretty intense. They can go back and forth. It can get a little more challenging.
I think this game is meant to be more playful and, either as a in-between kind of break game or a game that you're bringing out and playing at the dinner table or out to dinner and that sort of thing, travel. So it's meant to be a little lighter.
So if you're interested in taking a look at Mint Control, you can go ahead and check out the link down below. The game is up currently on Kickstarter, where you can go ahead and pick it up by 524 Labs. Another solid game in the Mint series that you guys will most likely enjoy. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments section.
Yeah.
And tell me whether you're going to back this game, what other 3 games you liked in the previous series. My personal favorite is still probably Mint Works. I think that's still probably my favorite of the 3.
Mine is probably still Mint Cooperative, just because I love cooperative games.
So, but this one would probably hit my second favorite. This one's just a little bit above cooperative for me, and followed by the Mint Delivery. So Works, Control, Cooperative, Delivery. I think that's my list. What's your list? Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you for doing the video for us, so I didn't have to. I could save my voice on this one. Appreciate you guys watching, and as always, we look forward to
seeing you guys next time.